That's right. You're definitely reading that correctly at the top when you clicked on this video. That's right. Rust is coming to console. That means PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. Any other versions I'm unsure about, but that is definitely the case. Rust is coming to console. The real question is when. And so I'll go over some of the things that are pointing us towards that it's coming out most definitely, and why I think the timetable for it coming out could potentially be, and that's more speculative. But yes, Rust being the premier PvP and open world survival game. As a matter of fact, dare I say, I would go as far as to say that this game is been the grandfather for a lot of these other bigger games. Your let's see, your H1Z1, your DayZ, your Ark. Now they're all their own games in their own right, but this game has definitely influenced those other survival games quite heavily. This is the premier, the one, the only. Okay, so why are you saying, Jade? You're probably like, yo, what's up, man? Why are you saying that this game is coming to console? I've seen nothing to the contrary. Well, if you've been following along, hopefully my audio isn't terribly loud, so you can actually hear me. I feel like it's so loud. Well, we've been following this development for quite some time. We've been playing on the PC off and on for years. Recently, we've kind of taken a break, hoping that it would come over to console. But specifically, we've been following the development for quite some time. And because of that, we've been kind of paying attention to a couple key things. Now, I do have some of these references here to show you. It's a horse. Do you like my horse? Okay. We'll do this. And okay, so excuse. That might be super crazy bright, and I apologize. I kind of kicked up the brightness. But anyways, this is definitely a game we're super excited about. There could even be crossplay, but again, that's totally speculative at this point. But let's go to the oh, I thought that was a player for a second, but it shouldn't be. This is our this is our own server. Anyways, okay, so most recently, and I don't have this reference. I'm sure I'll be digging it up later because people will be asking, "Hey, man, what are you talking about?" So, at the beginning of the year, in January, on their main page here on what is it? Facepunch's website, they said that there is a very exciting announcement for Rust specifically. And before that, that was this year, 2019. And in the previous year, we saw many little cookie crumbs and trails showing that this was indeed coming to console, and they were working on it. But I want to say, let me make sure I got the old calendar out here. So if you roll back to, what was it? I'm sorry. I thought I had all this up already. If you roll back to last year, I want to say like June-ish, it was on the roadmap. It was, okay, it was on the public roadmap. And then all of a sudden, it just disappeared around like around the fourth quarter, like the beginning of the fourth quarter last year, 2018. And everybody was like, "Man, is it not coming?" I was super like sad panda about it. I'm like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" So there were other things to kind of lead that they hadn't given it up. They were just kind of playing it close to the chest. So, and we knew that, but they didn't say anything. So come January, so they just removed this thing. And come January, Gary's like, "Hey, man, we have some exciting news for Rust, like specifically Rust." And then they went dark again. And then somebody was, I wish I had this. I'm sure I'll be talking about this again later. But somebody had Twitter, because okay, so Gary, the guy from Gary's Mod and the guy that makes this game, he's got a Twitter, and so everybody every day was like, "Hey, man, is this coming to console? What's up? Yo, what's up?" And so finally one day he goes, "Yes, it's coming to console. Please stop asking." And I was like, "We did it. We broke him." You know? Oh, it was good. So he confirmed it without confirming it because I think it's going to be an official announcement. Now, here comes some more of the speculation. You ready for this? I think, personally, okay, let me back up. There's a lot to unpack here. I'm going to start rambling pretty hard. Okay, so think about it. A lot of people on PC are mad that this game is coming to console, and I don't quite understand that because isn't that going to make your community better? It's going to make it larger. Yeah, so I don't get that. I know a lot of people are like, "Man, if this could barely run on my PC rig, whatever." Well, here's Here's just a fun fact. Unity as an engine is great, but it's extremely sloppy with its resources and everything else. I think we can see that when you have a super powerful rig and this takes forever to load, and on some computers it looks like poo-poo. That's because the game is beautiful, the engine is poopy. So there's different things. So I guess this year they switched to the new Unity engine, which also explains maybe why they delayed that release last year, or at least an announcement of some sort. And we already know, if you've been playing Rust at all in this past year, in 2019, you know that they've been really trying to push to get the performance right. For instance, okay, here's another thing that points that it's a console. Do you guys ever remember these characters having underwear? I sure don't. It was always butt naked, or it was a blurry bar, right? Anyways, so to go back to what I was saying, I told you this is going to be all over the place. So, okay, so yeah, back then, it got taken off the roadmap, then Gary announces it, and then it went dark. And then somebody kind of hit him up with a Twitter piece, and he said, hey, it is coming. And here's why I say this is going to be a pivot, right? So this is the current roadmap that is being used. Now, this is the public-facing roadmap or suggestions area, I think. And if you look down here, they've now put this... Here we go, council version. It's now officially been thrown on there 3 months ago. Only 3 months ago? Are you kidding? And you're probably like, yeah, Jade, whatever. Where are your facts, homie? Well, there's a little thing called the Wayback Machine on the internet. And if you know anything about that, it catalogs pretty much everything on a public-facing website. And thankfully, we can look back at, what was this? March 2018. Now, I don't have any other references to this. I'm sure I will in the future, but Reddit's been pretty helpful. But if you scroll down here, remember, March 2018. You know what I see here that's a little weird? And they also were vague on this, too. And you're probably like, yeah, Jade, whatever. Speculation, you scrub. Nah, son. Check this out. You ready for this? That's weird. Add a copy of Rust native DLL source code for the DLL console branch. What? It says, and pre-make files to build it. I've used DLL's modified version of Pre-make 4, which has been modified to support PS4 and Xbox One. What? So this clearly went before. So you can tell that Gary's kind of just, he's playing it close. I don't blame him, right? With a lot of these AAA studios trying to flex people out and stuff. I get it. But this makes you go, you knew about that well before this, huh? Yeah, you did. He kept it vague. I get it. And then more specifically, right now, you can even check this. What's this? Rust.nolt.io/204. Boom. Gary's specifically talking about, whoopsie. He's specifically talking about bring it to consoles. I think it was 3 months ago when that guy was like, hey man, is this coming to console? I just think it's so funny because everybody wants this game on console. It's going to be so good. So I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was perfect. Couldn't have been done any better. And so he placed it here. So if you notice on the main branch for this roadmap, let me see if I can find it. He has it listed as research. There it is. Researching. I think that this could very well. I mean, maybe it is research, but there were other also screenshots taken where people were showing that there were specific builds being pushed around. And that makes a lot of sense. Now, again, speculation, but I'm trying to piece together what I've seen and kind of historical things. We'll try to piece together some more, but I know for a fact he did announce, remember, at the beginning of this year, 2019, he said we have some very exciting news. And even Gary confirmed it later after the harassment tweets. I mean, we don't call it harassment, so people aren't like, you did what? But he also said it's a no-brainer for them to come to console. And even back in 2013, Gary even said, a long time ago, and he's always made good on this, he said, look, when this game comes out of beta, or early access, I want to make this game. I want this game to come to console, and I don't want it to be a cheesy. I want it to be a direct. I want it to be the exact game. I want it to be the game you're playing on PC. And we're like, yes. He's like, I don't want any of this exclusivity, and it's going to be PS4 and Xbox. I'm like, beautiful, do it. So I think the only real thing that's holding this back currently, and again, this is speculation on my point, is the Unity conversion. So that could mean a lot of things since we're not privy to the development process, and I'm not saying I want to be 100%, but a lot of the Unity engine switch is going to be a big deal. That's the only, I think Okay, again, speculation. I think that's going to be the only way this can run on console, right? Because right now, I'm running a 2080 RTX Ti, and I can have performance issues. Like what? You know what I mean? So it's clearly not from a lack of horsepower. So I think a lot of it is getting the Unity engine up to par with a more recent one. It's going to really help, not only with the game itself for us on PC, but also for console. Did that sound like a person? Those noises always freak me right out, dude. Anyways, so yes, Rust on console, it's a thing. And there's plenty of hard, cold facts. Cold, hard facts? Hard, cold? Cold, hard, cold? Facts to support it. And if you don't know what Rust is, there's plenty of videos out there from other creators. We're going to be doing it more on than off these days. Since we've taken such a big hiatus, we've been doing a lot of DayZ. We'll still be doing DayZ, especially when this comes out. We'll just be juggling between these two quite heavily, DayZ and Rust. But man, Rust is so freaking good. Like, I cannot express it enough. And we should be streaming it. Let's see, what's today when I'm recording this? This is, I don't even know what today is. Today's Monday? It is Monday. Today is the 9th of September. We'll most likely be streaming this tonight over on my channel. That's Jade Monkey. Obviously, you know where that is because you're watching the video. But I do post at least one daily DayZ video in the DayZ Highlights playlist right here. A good reason to subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing some more Rusty Poo and some other open world survival type games. A little bit of Star Citizen, a little bit of Conan Exiles. It'll be good. I keep hearing those noises. This is supposed to be a private server. I don't know if I locked it up, dude. I'm scared that somebody's in here. Anyways. So, yes, we've got that going on there. A good reason to subscribe to the channel. Drop a like on the video if you found it helpful. We'll be doing some more of this information for Rust and for other games too, as we are quite deep in DayZ these days. And yeah, we'll be doing up some more Rust. As a matter of fact, we'll be specifically focusing on the turret update that happened. Was it on the 5th of September? I think it was. And there's going to be a lot of late game changes, so we're going to be focusing on that, playing around, messing with electricity, because I know a lot of people are a little vague on that. And hey, if you want to see what this game's about, after we do the building, we'll be joining official PvP servers, as we normally do, and we'll be getting our buns clapped. I mean, clapping buns. Yeah, right. It's more like us getting clapped, but it'll still be a good time. So be sure to check it out. Oh yeah, we do have a Discord that helps supports our community for Rust and for DayZ, if you're interested in any of those. The Discord is in the description below. We have a Rust section here, also with some of the references we were talking about recently. And if you are on the Xbox community, we do have a DayZ server. That is a community server, so you can join that and join in the fun and the hot action that is DayZ. And yeah, stay tuned on this channel for more Rust information in the future. And more Rust streams, because we're going to be getting back into it. It's time, you know? We've given it enough of a rest. It's time to come back. There's so many good things. Alright, we'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully on Rust and on DayZ if you're into it, if you like that open world survival. And we'll catch you later. Peace. I'm lost.